Alright, we're going to do 1, 2, what else I got? 4. 4 is a good proof, and then 6 is a really tricky proof, so I want to make sure that we get that one done too. So, for each pair of triangles, tell why the triangles are congruent to each other. Give a congruency statement. So, we're going to tell why they're congruent to each other. Tell why they're congruent. We'll give a congruency statement, and then we'll list all their corresponding parts that we didn't in the first place. So, I can get this congruent to this because of vertical. So these two triangles are going to be congruent by angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. And again, the side is excluded from the two angles. So now I need to say triangle. I'm just going to pick a random letter here. Let's say triangle HJK is congruent to. So H is the angle without a congruency mark. So I need to start on triangle, on the other triangle with M. And then I need to go, I want to J next, so I need to go to L and then to K. So MJK. A little triangle there. And now what we can do is we can get all of their different parts congruent to each other. So I can get JK congruent to KL by CPCTC. I can get angle H congruent to angle M by CPCTC, and I can get HK congruent to KM by CPCTC. Okay. Cool. Moving on to number 2. This is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. So I can say that the two triangles are congruent by side, side, side. And now, so this one's a little trickier. I'm going to start with the top triangle. So I'm going to go triangle NPR is congruent to, so I go N to P to R. So I want 2, 5, 1. So I need to start at Q, because that'll go 2, then 5, then 1. So that'll be Q, R, P. I did it again. I forgot the little triangle symbol. So now that we have the triangles congruent, we can get their pairs congruent. So I'm going to get angle N congruent to angle Q by CPCTC. CPCTC. I can get angle, so this is a little tricky. What angle is congruent to this one? Angle NPR. So N to P to R is congruent to angle Q to R to P. And finally, I can get angle PRN congruent to angle PRN RPQ. Boom. Number 4, complete the following proof. FH bisects both angles. So FH, they were nice to us. They gave us 1, 2, 3, 4. FH bisects angle GFJ and angle GHJ. So something that we see a lot of is that when people bisect an angle, they say we get two congruent sides, but that's not true. I'm bisecting GFJ, GFJ, so I can get this angle congruent to this angle. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, because if bisect, then congruent. Same thing here. I know that GHJ is being bisected, so I can get angle 3 congruent to angle 4. Because if bisect, then congruent. I got to get a side, so I'm going to use the overlapping part. So FH is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. And then finally, so I'm trying to get the sides congruent, so I need to get the triangles congruent first. Triangle, we'll go GFH. There's a lot of different answers you could say. GFH is congruent to, I started up at G, so I need to start down at J, FH, by angle, side, angle, because the side is included, touching both angles. And now finally I could say FG is congruent to FJ. FG is congruent to FJ because of CPCTC. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay. Got one more. Let's dig into this one here. I'm going to change the thickness up. So let's go angle 7 is congruent to angle 8. This is a tricky one. Mark them. I'm going to say ZY is congruent to WX. Go ahead and mark it. CYWX. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 9 congruent to, what angle is that? Can't tell. I'm going to get 9 congruent to, let me erase that, 7. I'm going to get 9 congruent to 7, and I'm going to get 10 congruent to 8. So let's do that real quick. 7 is congruent to 9 because of vertical. And angle 10 is congruent to angle 8 because of vertical. And then, so 7 is congruent to 9, 10 is congruent to 8, 7 and 8 are congruent, so therefore angle 9 is congruent to 10 because of the transitive property. A equals B, B equals C, A equals C. Finally, we can get that congruent to itself. ZX is congruent to itself because of reflexive. And now the two triangles are congruent. And again, it's a little tricky, so I'm going to go YZX, triangle YZX. And there's a lot of different answers, different ways you can put it, as long as they correspond. So YZX. So I need to start at W, go to X, and then back up to Z. And the reason for that is angle, side, angle. And now look, angle Y and angle W are both in the first spot. They're in the corresponding first spot. So we can say angle, or triangle, undo, angle Y is congruent to angle W by CPCTC. Yeah, that's the toughest proof we've done here. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. Peace.